Happy New Year. Let's start off the new year with a survey from Mystic Mads. Hopefully I don't get flashbanged. Let's see. Allow. Allow. Ew. He showed you. 1860. Good. I've watched VTuber related content. I am myself a VTuber. It's fucking gay. I've interacted with VTubers related content. See the aforementioned gay statement. Happy New Year to you too there, Sigma. Let's see. There are no predicted causes of risk or discomfort from this study. Fuck. Okay, I know this is probably I know this is probably going towards a psychology degree and stuff, but man, I know shit has gone downhill since I was in university, but goddamn, you need a fucking trigger warning for your fucking survey. There's a fucking helpline too. Oh god. I'm sure this is a requirement. I'm sure they had to add this as a requirement, but okay. Okay, I gotta persevere. Benefits of the study, yada yada yada. Confidentiality, yada yada yada. I'm sure they're probably going to post the results in the forum at some point. Better help, link, and it'd be golden. Oh god. Oh, this is a Malaysian. This this is towards a Malaysian psychology degree. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. I do volunteer to submit to this. Age. Fuck it, I don't care at this point. Actually, I have to think about it. I'm 38. Oh no, I'm doxing my age. Oh no. I said to several people at this point, who cares? Thank God I'm not Malaysian. Holy fuck. In the past 30 days, roughly how many VTuber oh, Jesus fuck. Oh. God bless multiple choice. Less than one? Nope. 1 to 2? Nope. More than 2? Yep. His name is Abby B. How frequently have you interacted with VTubers and or VTuber-related content, e.g. commented on live streams, have discussions on the community channels, like frying, social media posts in the past 30 days? I'm just going to play it safe and just pick the max option every time. Think of one VTuber that you most strongly like, bond, or identify with. Enter the name below. Short nickname is fine. Inugami Corone. I did spell that right. Okay, good. Inugami Corone. While keeping your VTuber choice in mind, please remember enter only one VTuber name. If there are multiple strong like bond, choose one. I don't watch Corona, and I know there's going to be some more questions coming up, so I might have to change that to Pippa or Care Shit because those are the ones I consistently watch, and I don't watch Corona enough. Okay, Corona is my Oshi, but for the sake of the survey, I'm going to have to go with one that I'm more watching on a regular basis. As far as lives go, that's Kirshen now because Corona, not Corona, Pippa's on the VOD thing, so I'm going to go with. How the fuck do you spell Kirsch's full name? Oop, oop. Do 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 do. Okay, we're gonna go Kirsche for the sake of the questions I know are coming. Happy New Year, Porian. Happy New Year. Duskowski's parasocial relationship scale. Please indicate how much you agree with each statement in a range 0 to 6, where 0 strongly disagree, 6 strongly agree. If Kirsche were a real person, I could have disclosed negative things about myself honestly and fully, deeply to him, her. I don't give a fuck, so yeah. Honestly, it's not like Kirsche does a character, so if I were just hanging out with her, she has zero filter and I have zero filter, so we probably get along just great or we kill each other. There's no in between. Kirsche Verstappen was a real person. I could have disclosed a great deal of things about myself to. That's the same question. If Kirsche Verstappen was a real person, I could have disclosed negative things about myself honestly, fully. I could have a great deal of things about myself, Kirsche Verstappen. This is the thing I hate. This is the thing I hate about surveys. There's always like variations of the same question, and it always annoys the piss out of me. Sometimes I wish I knew what Kirsche Verstappen would do in my situation. No. Actually, given the how this is social, I'm gonna dial it back. Actually, yeah. Let's see. There's a hair above neutral because Kirsche would be a good butt. Let's see. Sometimes I wish I knew what Kirsche would do in my situation. No. If Kirsche Verstappen was a real person, I could have disclosed positive thing about myself honestly, fully, deeply to him or her. I'm upgrading to neutral because this is just getting weird the longer it goes. Let's see. Sometimes I wish I could ask Kirsche Verstappen for advice. No. I think Kirsche Verstappen could be a friend of mine. Eh? Kirsche Verstappen is a real person. I would able to count Kirsche Verstappen in times of need. Nah. Kirsche Verstappen is a real person. I would give him her emotional support. Eh? Kirsche. Yeah, the more this goes, more I'm like, eh? Kirsche Verstappen is a real person. She would be able to count on me in times of need. Eh? Like we're not dating or anything, so like a lot of these questions would hinge on the relationship status in reality, either friend going out or husband and wife. So assuming from like 0, just like not knowing each other at all, I have to go like neutral or either like no. If I saw I was a real person, I would be willing to share my possessions with him and her. Yeah. If I saw I was a real person, I could trust him and her completely. Yeah. If I saw I was a real person, I could have a warm relationship with him and her. Yeah. I want to promote well-being, cursive stuff. Yeah. Well, well, well. Here's the thing. It's kind of like we talk. This questionnaire is already starting to fail. Are we talking about the character? Are we talking about the person behind the character? And it's just like, how could I, how could I do anything other than go meh or no? Because I am not a retard. It's like, are you parasocial with your VTubers? No. Mental health continuum, short form. Please indicate how you frequently, how freak, ESL. Please indicate below how you frequently you experience each statement during the past month on a scale of 0 to 5, 0 never, 1 once or twice, 2 about once a week, 3 about 2 or 3 times a week, 4 almost every day, every day. I have a feeling we're going to be creeping into ridicule territory. I I totally agree with you that the survey suffers from very, but it's not a limit of this survey in particular. I've taken a shit ton of legitimate psych surveys back in the day, especially when I was at university, and I never liked the survey the way questions are worded and stuff. It's always like, eh. During the past month, how often did you feel happy? Because I'm not a miserable son of a bitch. Interested with life. I am a bloomer, not a doomer. Satisfied with life? Yep. Yeah, something important to contribute to society? Nope. Did you feel? Okay, I'm gonna go middle of the road because I interact with you guys. Let's see. That you belong to a community. Fuck, I hate that word. That you belong to a community, like a social group or okay, whatever. Yeah, bump up to 3 and just go with 3. That our society is a good place. Fuck no. Okay, we need to review this question. That our society is a good place or is becoming a better place for all people. No. No. That people are basically good. Okay, I'm gonna have to I could totally do in those ones. Let's see. That our way of society works and makes sense to you. Yeah. We live in the society. Eh, I'm getting so much amusement from this. They really should have added an LOL one, but this is going towards like a course project kind of thing. So they can't be silly with it. Let's see. That you like most parts of your personality. I am a fucking god. What? How dare you question? How dare you question my view of myself? I am an egoist. I am a god. Let's see. Good at managing the responsibilities of your daily life. I'm not even 40 and I own everything and I don't have any debt. I am on cloud fucking 9. That you had one interesting relationship with others. No. Okay. I'm going to include you guys on this here since I'm a loner, but I'm going to include you guys and bump it up to a 2. Let's see. That you had experiences that challenge you to grow and become a better person. Meh. Meh. Confident to think or express your own ideas of opinions. I'm insulted you even have to ask. That your life has a sense of direction and meaning to it. See the aforementioned God question. That was fucking it? What? What? Okay, whatever. I feel less than satisfied with the length of that questionnaire. Ah, fuck. I think I have to. Let's see. Allow, allow, script blockers. Okay. Well, that was fun. Now to Clown World. Pro-Palestinian protesters chant Allahu Akbar at World Trade Center. Who could have foreseen this coming? About the length expected for a social science study? Yeah, I know. I know. I felt there was going to be more meat to it, though. Let's see. At least 1,000 anti-Israel demonstrators brought chaos to the World Trade Center on Thursday night, blocking exits and chanting Allahu Akbar and Infada, a revolution, according to videos posted on social media X. Blah, blah, blah. Never could we have imagined screams of war and chants of genocide could be heard in the footsteps of the World Trade Center after September 11 attacks. Something, something, comedy is equal to tragedy plus time. Something, something. Bold choice of location. No, well, yeah, bold choice of location because it's for a purpose. Because you know, death to the West. The greatest success of of the jihad against the great station known as the United States of America. User ex-user Bernadette responded to the footage. I cannot express how horrible this is. On 9/11, I was on the 50th floor of the first New York Plaza, standing at the floor to ceiling window, watching the second plane crash and explode at World Trade Center. The horrible act of terrorism is akin to 10/7 attacks on Israel. Yeah. Many ex-users said the anti-Israel demonstrators are a wake-up call to a danger to radical extremism. No fucking shit. I can chant at the World Trade Center took that one down. Ooh, 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 too soon. These come days after anti-Israel demonstrators canceled a planned protest at the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington, D.C. Perhaps Marxist groups funding these protests have realized they were taking this movement too far. Actually, goddamn, what's his name? I have a comic for this. Instead of Kershia has her tabs, I have a comic for this. I have to go hunt it down. Another ex-user wrote, "The World Trade Center is holy ground for New York City. They're playing with fire." Very good choice of words. Okay, let's see. Bookmarks. Bookmarks. Daily entertainment. George Alexopoulos. Oh, new comic. Because every half naked woman standing next to a Christian imagery is demonic. Then how do you propose we should dress, mister? Okay, that's not the comic I was thinking of. It's this one. Fascist, anti Semite. And it's like free Palestine, death to Israel, Hitler was right. And it's like, wait a minute, maybe you idiots, maybe you fucking idiots backed the wrong horse on this one. Food for thought. I like George. I don't know why. Okay, I know why people G Prime is kind of like Stone Toss and that he pisses off the right people and stuff, but it's kind of just like it's not even that edgy. It's not even like a try hard edginess. It's kind of just like it's like the George Carlin approach to comedy and stuff. It's not even the exaggeration of anything. It's just pointing out stupid shit, and that's good. Okay, next. China's new rare earth policy shakes the global tech industry. I hinted towards this before, and I've mentioned it to people because this is geo stuff. So, uh, China has cracked down. Not okay. China's always cracking down shit. I have to choose my words carefully. China has ramped up a lot of shit over the last month or so. I Rare earth elements, something, something, Black Ops 2 become reality. Yeah, yeah. So the other week I talked about how the Communist Party China is cracking down on Tencent and NetEase for their video games and shit, which I hope they fucking do and fucking kill them. Death to Tencent and NetEase, please. But that's only one tentacle of the Communist Party uh, affecting things. They're also really, I mean, like China does have a monopoly and death grip on the rare earth elements global trade, and it looks like they're really like really doubling down on their monopoly and saying like well, let's just read. The ban includes technology for making rare earth magnets used in various industries. China, controlling 90% of refined rare earth metal market, seeks to maintain its processing monopoly. Now, specifically, this processing monopoly exists because there are deposits of rare earth elements all across the world, but China has a specific monopoly when it comes to rare earth elements in terms of processing because they don't give a fuck. China does not give a flying fuck about the environment or their people. So they'll process rare earth elements willy nilly and use whatever means or technologies or processes available to them, no matter how nasty it is and no matter how much pollution or bodies they have to throw at it. So they can actually produce this shit really cheap because they just don't give a shit. And that's where this processing monopoly comes from. And let's see, and the U.S. has made efforts to incentivize domestic mining of critical minerals, but challenges remain due to China's market dominance. And China is going to continue to have market dominance unless, like the United States and everywhere else stops giving a shit about the environment. Now, they shouldn't. I've said this before and I'll say it again. When it comes to the environment and industry, you have to strike a balance. But if people don't want to strike a balance and they want to go all full fuck force, when it comes to raping and pillaging the earth, for example, China, also India, but especially China, then any little hullabaloo you have when it comes to protecting the environment kind of goes out the window, and that also goes towards your economic and competitive edge. In that they'll have the edge because they don't give a fuck and they'll just slash and burn and go all crazy. Yeah, so they're locking down their technology. What is a rare earth element? Yada yada yada. I agree with the sentiment. Uh, sentiment. Sentiment. The clean energy economy is a metals energy economy. A lot of people don't think about it like this, but that is really the case. You have to like rare earth elements and stuff. It is like these metals are energy metals, and you have to treat them as such. Okay, I like this point. What exactly are the Chinese hoping to achieve? The answer becomes pretty clear when you realize that China supplies 90% of the volume of refined rare earth metals to the world. The country produces 60% of the ore. That means the rest of the world is sending three quarters of its ore to China for processing, and the Chinese would like to continue to enjoy its near monopoly in processing. That puts China in a commanding position to decide who will get these metals and even whether the rest of the world gets any at all. China unexpectedly and dramatically reduces earth exports in 2010, driving prices skyward. And this is the thing. Like, not only do they mine a fuck ton of this shit, everybody and their dog ships theirs to China for them to process it. That's fucked up. That is really fucked up, especially when you think in terms of security. It's like, yes, let's send all our precious resources to China for them to process it, and maybe in their infinite kindness, they'll give it back to us. This is what blows my mind. It's like we're gonna send them all this shit to process, and hopefully they'll give it back to us, especially when, not if, when the shit goes sideways. I'm calling it right now. Yeah, see, the obvious response to such uncertainty would encourage mining rare earths outside China. Yep. Yada, yada, yada. Given the close relationship between China's government and its rare earth industry, the only reasonable way to break the Chinese stranglehold on the rare earth market would be for governments to guarantee a price of rare earths mined by domestic companies. I don't like protection rackets, I really don't, and stuff, but honestly, they have no choice but to have a protection racket to compete with China because again, China will win out on the cost basis just because, just raw numbers, and also that because they're not subjected to any regulatory bodies or the environment and all that shit we've covered. So I don't know. There's no easy solution to this. If other major trading countries blocks start moving in the same direction, easily available cheap goods and resources produced in faraway locales may become increasingly problematic. Yeah, no shit. We've long since passed that. You know, like offshoring production of goods and services, like we've long passed like that ship has long since sailed and stuff. Hopefully it's not too little too late, but again, there's going to be a lag time for startup and development costs of getting back up to speed for production in our neck of the woods. So I don't know. Wait and see. Okay. uh, Experts, in quotation marks, experts say a new COVID strain will cause global heart failure pandemic. Now, I'm put on my tinfoil hat. Will the coronavirus cause all these heart failure pandemics, or will the gene therapies masquerading as vaccines cause this? Or, heaven forbid, and probably a scarier option, and probably what the reality is, both. Both of these things will cause uh, heart failure pandemic. Scientists are warning that the new COVID strain will cause global heart failure pandemic, prompting much skepticism. I'm not skeptical of this. Here's the thing, I'm not skeptical of the claim. I'm skeptical of the slant of the claim because it's going to happen, but they want to pin all the people that are dropping from the shots. So they want to blame the virus and not the gene therapy, the experimental gene therapies that they're shooting up everyone with. But given the nature of COVID, of how it totally came out of a Chinese biolab, I believe that there's not a 0% chance that the cardiac issues involved may actually legitimately be part of the virus itself. But getting shot up with gene therapies obviously aren't helping. Again, into it. Japan's top research institute, Riken, now has issued a warning in the new report, which states that the ACE2 receptors, which the coronavirus clings to within human cells, are very common in the heart. This I know. Let's see. Even though conclusive clinical evidence persists in the SARS-CoV-2 infection associated with decline in cardiac function has not been reported so far, the proof of concept study possibility of SARS-CoV-2 persistent infection of the heart and potential risk of opportunistic progression of heart failure should validate the three-dimensional human cardiac tissue model, which would serve as the alarm bell for global healthcare risk. Yeah. So, long story short, COVID, COVID, like COVID-19 was is a very multifaceted bug. So, did it come from Chinese biolab? Hell yes. Was it intentional? I doubt it. Were they fucking around with it to make it more lethal and shit? Well, given how we've read over the years at this point for stuff that's come out, there the COVID is the textbook definition of a chimera. There's a lot of weird shit in it that shouldn't be there, and we all know they were fucking around with it. So the fact that like the heart issue is a big thing, part of it and stuff. This is scary shit. I'm gonna bounce to the next one. Let's see. Nope. 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 Okay, so I'm gonna bounce to the next two health ones just to stay on topic. Long term brain issues in COVID patients may be linked to disease severity, not COVID itself. Yet another study. A new study reports that brain functions can be impaired for 18 months after a person has recovered from COVID 19, especially if the individual is hospitalized. However, COVID induced cognitive impairment is no more severe than impairment due to other diseases causing hospitalization. The brain health of COVID 19 patients who were ill enough to go to hospital suffered long lasting neurological damage that included new psychiatric diagnoses such as anxiety and depression, fatigue, and sleep issues. Research team found both groups fair similarity in cognitive psychiatric neurological tests 18 months after left the hospital. COVID 19 impacts vital brain regions. Like, okay, so it's stuff like this here. Like, COVID rips shit in the lungs, fucks up the heart, fucks up your reproductive cycle, like for women and men, and fucks up your brain. This is a Swiss Army knife of a bioweapon. I swear to fucking God. People have been saying this like since day one. And the fact of the matter is, this is the new normal of the world going forward. Having this bioweapon just like make the rounds year after year, and hopefully year after year it gets like bred out. Like the more harsh aspects of it get bred out with time, and it just ends up being another vanilla coronavirus. But the fact of the matter is that it started off with all these, like as far as like like the what's that game? Plague Inc. Like it's like Plague Inc. This here started with a full tech tree of abilities, and this is fucked up. I don't know how many. There's only so many ways I can say this, but it's fucked up. It's like the virus that damages the brain is still being studied. Symptoms of long COVID are often involved in myriad mental health and brain related issues, including tiredness or fatigue that interferes with daily life, depression, changes in smell or taste, headache, and difficulty thinking or concentrating, sometimes called brain fog. Man, we'll never escape the COVID scare, will we? No, we're not gonna. We're never really gonna get rid of the scare because the scare itself served a purpose for the powers that be to control via fear and all that jazz. I'm more interested personally in the literal biological aspects of it and, and stuff, and the long term effects that we're gonna have for this. That's what keeps me up at night. Speaking of related subject, repeat influenza vaccination linked to higher risk of infection. CDC preprint. I don't trust the CDC, but okay, here's the thing. I don't trust the CDC. I don't trust the World Health Organization. But if something is enough for them to eat crow and emit something, that's usually a big red flag exclamation mark. A recent preprint co-authored by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the U.S. Flu Vaccine Effectiveness Network investigators find that repeat annual influenza vaccines are associated with an increased risk of influenza infection. The preprint authors initially wondered if the vaccination timing and influenza infections in prior seasons may have contributed to the repeat vaccinees' increased risk of infection. However, they conclude these factors cannot fully explain the increased infection risk in repeat vaccines compared with non-repeat vaccines. So they're saying like, yeah, this doesn't happen, but it totally does happen. So it's just like, don't, it's like, good question. Next question. Conspiracy hours. Again, I need to remind people of my favorite definition of a conspiracy. A conspiracy is just an agreement between two people to screw over a third. Flu shots year after year being dangerous is very much common knowledge if you've worked in a lot of old folks' home. Oh, I know. I'm well aware of this. Like I started off my education in biology, and I was going to go towards pharmacology. I am well aware of this. Oof. Let's see. Those who contracted influenza in prior seasons were more protected against infection if the currently circulating variant was the same subtype. That's the base. That's the basis of the annual flu shot. Let's see. The ongoing dilemma: increased risk of influenza infection among repeated vaccinated is a phenomenon commonly observed for decades, like as early as the 1970s. Like even when I was a kid, I knew this shit. Studies have signaled that a repeat influenza vaccination was linked to reduced vaccine protection. Similarly, a 2015 Canadian study found that the vaccine provided 43% protection against the unvaccinated, for those vaccinated in prior seasons, immunity of minus 15%, meaning they were at a greater risk of infection than before. Now, Biology 101. A proper vaccine, you have two flavors. You have a vaccine with dead virus or a vaccine with live virus that's been hamstrung, so it's crippled, still alive but crippled, so your immune system can go easily reservoir dogs on the virus. So those are your two flavors of traditional, proper, real vaccines. Now, I shouldn't have to explain why the gene therapies that we got told to take aren't those, because they're gene therapies. You're getting plugged with genetic material that causes your body to produce more specific proteins and to do certain things. But in a proper traditional vaccine, specifically the annual influenza vaccine and stuff, it's, for those who don't know, the annual flu shot, it's a cocktail of last year's flus that made the rounds. And the hope for that there is that you get a head start. If you didn't get the flu last year, then you get caught up, and hopefully the one that makes the rounds that year, you're covered. But what this study is showing is that getting the flu shot every year and stuff, you're hamstringing yourself. Instead of, because more often than not, the majority of vaccines, specifically the flu shot, is that it's dead viruses. So pretty much the way it works is that you're getting year after year dead viruses in the flu shot. So your immune system is getting the information, but it's not getting the practice. Do you follow? So your immune system's getting the information of like, okay, this is that, but it's not getting the proper training. As opposed to like, you get the flu, it's like your body goes to DEFCON 1 and your immune system gets the experience and the information. It gets both. So when the next year comes along, your immune system is trained up and ready to go, as opposed to just reading the book of like, okay, this is what we're dealing with. It's actually reading the book and also getting the gun training to fight off the flu. I knew this as a fucking kid. I got confirmed this when I went to university and took a shit ton of biology. And fast forward a couple of decades later, the fucking CDC are like, yeah, this is how it works. No fucking shit. You should already know this shit. What the fuck? And it's just like, this is seeing shit like this here is what makes me flabbergasted. It's like, yeah, no shit, water is wet. What are you spending all the tax dollars on? It's like, duh. You get sick, your immune system improves because it's getting the experience and information. Duh. It's infuriating. Does anyone wonder why I like looking at rock more than dealing with this shit? I'm so glad I'm so glad I changed my major from biology to rocks, because if I were to stay in biology, I would have been fired the instant. I would have been fired the instant the pandemic started. Fuck. Okay. Back to our regularly scheduled Clown World program. Before I blow a gasket. Not to say the Clown World won't make me blow a gasket, but it's a different flavor of gasket. Because I may or may not have a stick up my ass when it comes to biology. But Chicago mayor's grand plan to stop crime crisis are reparation checks. I'm going to repeat that because it's so fucking retarded. Chicago mayor's grand plan to stop crime crisis are reparation checks. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson wants to pay off descendants of enslaved African Americans with reparation checks every month to end the cycle of violence in the crime-ridden metro area run by radical progressives. I hope this guy gets shanked. He's so fucking. It's like, God, the stupid, it hurts. While speaking to Poppy Harlow on CNN this morning, Wednesday, Johnson acknowledged Chicago is plagued with out of control violent crime and declared that the full force of government will solve the crisis. I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Oh boy. Good old Reagan called that one. Holy fuck. Was all the crisis, brilliant idea from the mayor. 500,000 in reparation checks. $500. Jesus fuck. He's got her in the pocket of Popeye's chicken. I want Popeye's. I think I had Popeye's chicken like once. For whatever goddamn reason, there was I went to a location. I don't know if it was in Toronto or Calgary. I forget which, but remember having Popeyes once. I think it was Calgary. Yeah, I remember. So when I was visiting my friend, we went to Popeyes just because I haven't tried it yet. And I was like, it's okay. Yeah, I'm not that big of a chicken guy, but it was okay. But now I want fried chicken. Got it. Yeah, these are the first dollars spent in the city to begin the process of studying both restoration and reparations. Good luck with that. I don't know. It just caught my attention that paying off his electoral base, literally paying them off to stop stealing shit, blows my mind. Moving from Chicago to Portland. Portland poop crisis triggers bacteria outbreak normally found in the third world. Well, we all know that Democrat control cities are the third world, so this is kind of a redundant statement, but I digress. Well, Democrats have caused an absurd amount of problems for law-abiding citizens of Portland, including a surge in violent crime, out-of-control open-air drug markets, and widespread homelessness. Parts of the metro area have been transformed into third world-like state because of disastrous progressive policies. Now, the combination of failed policies has sparked what appears to be a public health crisis. A highly contagious bacteria called Shigella spreading across Portland. The bacteria is common in countries found in sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia areas. Oh my god, my reflux is going mad. I need water. Oh, stomach. Can you behave for like an hour? Shigella spreads from when one person's affected poop gets in another person's mouth through food, water, or objects or surfaces with Shigella bacteria on them or during sex. It spreads very easily. Even a small amount is enough to make someone sick. That goes for any gut bacteria. That goes for any gut bug. To be honest, it's not just this one. I just like this. I just like. I just like the breakdown of this. Local disease patterns suggest that fecal oral spread through sexual contact may account for between half and more than 2/3 of cases without international travel. The rest are typically attributed to other types of person-to-person spread, including outbreaks among populations that lack of hygiene, shelter, or sanitation among people who use illicit substances. So all the homeless crackheads that you have in Portland are causing this here bug to go gangbusters. What a shock. Who could have foreseen this? I say to the void. And a bunch of Twitter posts commenting on it. Clown world. Okay. Here's a bit of actually I'm gonna save that there for I'm gonna end on the white pill. I'm gonna end on the white pill. This is kind of a white pill, sort of. San Francisco boasted they would hire thousands of sacked Twitter employees. It didn't happen. So when just a quick history lesson. So when Musk bought out Twitter, he fired a shit ton of people, and the usual suspects were him and hawing about all those poor Twitter employees who got fired by the evil Elon Musk. We'll take care of them. We're good little communists in San Francisco. We'll hire all of them. Spoiler alert, they didn't. I just want to get down right to the number of people they actually did, because that kind of says everything. Let's see. Okay, so here's the important part. It's been over a year since San Francisco mayor claimed that the city could use 4,800 tech workers in civic roles, yet only 16 people have been hired by the city so far for those positions. It's unknown if any of these people actually worked at Twitter previously. That's also a rub. Did these people hire? Did they hire actually work at Twitter, or did they say they worked at Twitter? I don't know. Again, it's just another case of virtue signaling doesn't mean shit. It's all empty words. Words are wind, as the expression goes. Oh god. Okay. Now, again, from the case files of who could have foreseen this coming, Ohio governor who vetoed the bill blocking sex changes for children took $40,000 from pro-trans hospitals. Goodness, it's almost like politicians are all paid off. Wow, I am amazed. What a shock. Ohio's quote-unquote Republican Governor Mike DeWine took $40,000 from hospitals which prescribe puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones for children before vetoing a bill that would outlaw puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones for children. Wow. Amazing. The system works. Not saying it's in our favor, though. Oh, good. DeWine stunned state Republicans on Friday, vetoing House Bill 68. Damn, one short. Which would have also prevented transgender athletes from competing in girls' sports. Wow. Who could have foreseen? What a guy. A review of donations from 2018 to 2023 reveals the governor received a total of 40,300 from Ohio Children's Hospital Association, Cincinnati Children's, Nationwide Children's Hospital, and ProMedica Children's Hospital. The OCHA donated 10,000 to the Mike DeWine and John Husted Transition Fund. Uh-huh. And so blah 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 blah. Affiliates of OSHA, such as Cincinnati and ProMedica, also made significant contributions. Blah blah blah. Since the Cincinnati Children's National Children's Hospital, for example, offer gender affirmative care, including puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones, have no stated age limit for guidelines for patients. What a shock! Just arguing, it's like the president of OCHA slammed the bill, arguing it strips away the rights of parents and their transgender children. Oh no. If you don't mutilate your kids and pump them full of chemical cocktails, they'll commit suicide. Oh no, what a tragedy. Yeah, the 6 Gorillian tranny kids who and hero themselves. What? What a shock. I know. Fuck this guy. Fuck him. Ohio. Load him out next time. A bribe. I thought I was just gonna log Cabin Republican. I log Cabin Republican. I guess a bribe is more dignified. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Gonna last article is gonna be the white pill, and I'm all for it. Consumers are rejecting the Great Reset. So this is like so the article writer is giving an anecdotal story of how his friend rented a Tesla, and for anyone who don't know, electric vehicles are shit in the winter because of the cold, and but he got stranded, and things went down how you expected an electric vehicle in the winter would go down, and I like his point. His conclusion: this is indeed a glorified golf cart designed to keep you at home and under the thumb of the manufacturer. Yes. You will own nothing and be happy. Eat the goy slop. Fortunately, consumers aren't playing along. Let's see. It looks like this one isn't long for the world leader. Which, okay, yeah. So it's going over different. So this article is going over different case studies of startups and failures. It starts off with the EV craze. So the EV craze had a lot of like we've covered this before. It had a lot of subsidies and a lot of speculation and stuff. So EV market went straight to the moon and then crashed. And about the only thing that survived was Tesla. And also another case was Beyond Meat. So like the fake meat, we all remember this. The fake meat has a bunch of speculation and stuff. The stocks went to the moon. People started eating it and realized it's fucking disgusting. And then, of course, the stocks tank. And also with the 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 COVID gene therapy stuff, big spike, big drop. Facebook, in particular, in this case, the uh, metaverse first. This happened with metaverse, big spike, big drop. They talk about here the threads, the competitor to Twitter, big speculation, big rise, big fall. Yeah, let's see, good on him for getting rid of Facebook and Instagram. Good for him. Metaverse, yep. Uh, teleconferencing, teleconferencing specifically in terms of education. Zoom conferences do not work for kids. Do not work. So there was a big boom in like the Zoom stock price, and a big crash. Barely even remember threads exactly. But what this so the crux of all is here is that here's the thing. 2020 was the power. Fuck Zoom. Hate doing lessons over that. I know. Believe me, I know. Okay, but here's the crux of this. 2020, the pandemic, was the powers that be Hail Mary. That was their Hail Mary to control the world. They blew their load. They blew their load to control the world during the pandemic. And it failed. And it woke up a lot, unironically, it woke up a lot of people. A lot, here's me wanting to give humanity the benefit of the doubt. I've talked with a lot of people. A lot of people I've personally talked to have woken up to the shit show that we are a part of. They know they're being lied to. They know it's one giant scam. And I think this is overall a net positive. And economically speaking, for all these year startups and failures, like all this year shit got promised to the moon and it crashed down hard. And people are going to remember that. People are going to remember all this shit. And also, the fact of the matter is, a lot of the right people are losing a lot of money. Like, for example, Threads. Threads in the metaverse. Zuckerberg put in a shit ton of money into Threads in the metaverse, and a lot of other people did too. And they lost their ass over it. It is fucking great. Uh, it's collating all this stuff together and stuff. It does give me hope that people are wising up and voting with their dollars, voting with their wallets, and voting with their feet. These two things are different but related and are important. They're voting with their wallets in terms of the market for all these consumer goods and services, and they're voting with their feet. Like we've covered before, the exodus of the the Democrat hellholes of the cities, and realizing it's like, hey, I don't have to put up with this shit. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they don't fingers crossed they don't transplant their idiot ideas that got them there in the first place. But again, the fact that a lot of people are waking up, fingers crossed. And that's all I got for news. So, in proud tradition, I'm gonna play my game. Game of the day is still Path of Exile. Oh god, that's loud. Okay. We both got ear raped, and I bumped it down to 20% for you and me. I'm going to bump it down even more. Okay. 10%. Oh, I don't have a game capture game. That's the audio game. Okay. Window capture. Blind. Yeah, about as low as I'm going to go in Stoner, so I'm just going to go into the game and put it down. It'll be better. Now that the window selected, it'll actually show up in window selection, hopefully. Can Discord, bravery, brave. Why the fuck are you not showing up? for window selection. You worked yesterday, or last time. No, that's my spreadsheet. Maybe if I relaunch it, it'll detect. Why? Why aren't you showing up? Maybe it'll show up in game captures. Showing up on screen, but it's not updating. Well, I use window capture. I'm gonna turn down the volume even more. Like, I used window capture last time and it worked. But for whatever reason, it's not showing up as an option this time. And of course, fucking game capture being a little bitch. Maybe if I bounce back the window. I selected you, pathexile.exe. Display. You whore. Capture, you son of a bitch. Okay, now it wants to work. What the fuck? No, like my window layout is fine. Is for whatever reason it wasn't registering. It's fucking gay. Gay. Change my text now. Text lower. Paste. Okay. Seems to be working now. Fingers crossed it doesn't shit the bed. Yeah, like I've noticed this for several games. There are certain games that are very finicky for wanting to get caught. Like I know Magic Arena and Path of Exile seem to be bad for this, in that sometimes it'll want to be captured by window, sometimes it'll want to be captured by game, sometimes you have to be desperate and use display capture, which I refuse to use at this point. I played Neverwinter Nights 1 and 2 back in the day, but I don't know what it is. Like that's what are they called? CRPGs? Like those, like, I don't know. Those kind of RPG games I'm not really that big that into. As far as RPGs go, I'm more like Diablo clones, like the ARPGs. That's kind of more my speed. Where am I going? Prison. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm more for like tabletop D&D as opposed to the video game. Actually, come to think of it, I forget if it was Neverwinter Nights 1 or 2, but whichever one had the campaign editor. And my friend, he's usually our DM, he made a campaign in the engine and stuff, and I was like the only one who actually showed up to play. This is usually the case with us. It's like, come on, we can play online. It's just like, nope, no interest. So sad. Many such cases. Proctor's really into that one. I recently finished the base campaign too. I know. I know. If you guys, if Proctor and you guys want to make something of it, I'll join. Like, I'll show up and play. Like, I'll play. Stop running away, you bastard. Like, I'd be down to play, even though it's not really my thing. That's why I couldn't see the mini map, because I had a big map. Alright, mouse profile. There we go. I've said my piece on Path of Exile. I like the game. I hate the company, and the fact of the matter is, Grinding Gear Games is owned lock, stock, and barrel right now by Tencent, and I have no faith in Path of Exile 2 being anything other than a shit show. Like, right now, Path of Exile 1 is like cosmetics and stash tabs is how they make their money. But I know in my soul, Tencent is going to be giving Grinding Gear Games their marching orders for Path of Exile 2 monetization, and I imagine it's going to be a loot box microtransaction nightmare. I'm calling it right now. Oh, can't wait until I get a new skill. Hate using this one. Truth be told, even before the Tencent hullabaloo, I really like the gameplay for Path of Exile. Just like, you know, the skill tree, the gems, and all that stuff. Like, I like the gameplay. The fact that it's an online game only has always been a sticking point for me. that's one of the reasons why I really love Grim Dawn, is because Grim Dawn was built up from the ground up to be an offline single player ARPG. It has online functionality, but it's like the old school online functionality where you like, it's like IP addresses, the way it should be. I really wish the Path of Exile took the business model of the original Diablo 2, in that you have offline characters and online characters. That would be great, but no, it's only online. So with Path of Exile 2 coming out, they say they're going to continue to support. They say they're going to continue to support Path of Exile 1. I fucking doubt it. There's too much money to be made by saying, "Oh yeah, we're going all in on Path of Exile 2." There's no way. There's no way they're going to continue supporting Path of Exile 1. I'm calling it right now. I want to try Diablo 1 and 2 someday, but I hate Battle.net. You can probably... I'll be honest, you can probably give Diablo 1 a pass, because Diablo 1 didn't age that great. As far as... Like, it's the same gameplay and stuff, but it's really slow. Compared to modern ARPGs, it's fucking slow. It's really painful to go back and play. Diablo 2 is a little more tolerable to go back and play. But as far as playing on Battle.net, dude, there are cracked copies out there. They're not that hard to find, and there's enough of them at this point. If you can tolerate slow games, and I could go for it. Diablo 1 and 2 are the gold standard for ARPGs. And as much as Blizzard nowadays is cuck shit, I still have fond memories of the originals. Honestly, when Diablo 2 Remastered came out, it took everything I had not to put money on it, because I swore to high heavens that Blizzard's never going to see another dime from me. And that was painful. That was a painful thing to turn away from. It's like, oh, updated graphics. But then again, the Diablo 2 remake didn't have nearly as much issues as the Warcraft 3 one did and stuff, but. Yeah. In hindsight, I'm kind of glad I gave it a pass.
Your answer's here, heretic, in Rayclast. But
I don't care, Piety.
Like it very much.
I don't care.
You think me horror? I will show you what true horror is.
Rest now, tormented soul.
My loyal Declan, give Our Lady Piety your absolute support and watch her with absolute scrutiny. There is much to learn from the likes of the Inquisitor, the Umbra, and the Soulless One. I would hate for Piety to feel that she need shoulder such perilous wisdom alone. Dominus.
I am no beast of burden.
Grumpy.
For some, death is welcomed with open arms. I can think of only one reason. God hasn't abandoned.
Come to hear your poem. The warden's free of his own prison.
I already have all these.
Farewell.
Where am I going? What am I doing? Yeah, I got a flask. Let's see, 7H.
Hello? Goodbye.
Do, 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 do. 24. Probably gonna go with discipline instead. 16, 12. 28, 34. 18, 18. Go for those. Oh, reflex. Why miss you torment me so?
Der Chevron.
Yes? Goodbye.
35, 27, 27. I can forget. I should probably check to see if I have any new makes I can quit. Not ready to. Nope. Scepter, no. Don't have any staff specific things yet. Yeah, if it ain't broke. I got that. Yeah, shoot. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna probably go Flash. Frostbank is instant. Flame Dash is stack. Hmm. Decisions. Where is Milton? Where is Milton? Ah, there. I don't want to re-roll those slots, or do I? It. Okay, stick Milton Shell there for now. Flame Dash and Molten Chill. I'm gonna want to eventually have increased duration. Frostbank over here for now. I don't think I'm gonna go with Elemental Proliferation because I'm probably gonna go with increased duration. And that excludes Efficiency Gem. Efficiency Gem is level. Efficiency, 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 efficiency. Yeah, it was level 8. I can probably get that right now. Oh.
Hello.
You have it. Okay, flame dash. Efficiency. Anything else I want to stick efficiency on? Or can I? Not really. Okay, I'm not gonna have.
Yes?
Since I'm gonna go with duration for those, I don't want elemental proliferation. Excuse me.
God hasn't abandoned us.
34, 60, 22, 58. And I want more selects. I might go to shield enough for now. Summons. Port. Defense. Auras. Right. Reach. Probably not going to go Purifying Flame for long term because my main damage is going to be melee and minions. Pick that there. And dash efficiency. That's the bar flame dash. Neat. Oh. That molten shell to go with you. Fuck it, we're gonna be re-rolling. And I can have 4. And can I use this one? Level 24? It's gonna be a while. This is one of the things why I like, as much as I have issues with the company, this is why I like Path of Exile, because it's like building a magic deck. It's like, what? How do I want to build my deck? I love it. I love it so. I love it and I hate it so much. I can add efficiency for duration for my skeleton. And phantoms. Indecisiveness. What do I want to do? my summons. Yeah, fuck it. You're real YouTube. What do I want to level up? Yep. Keep leveling that for now because heavy strike, where are you, heavy strike? Find out. And let me go. Heavy strike, life gain, 1000 support. Is there anything kicking around I want to level up? On the off chance. Yeah, fuck it. There we go. Okay, 4. Okay. Spectre that point. Yeah, if I could get enough. Die goats.
This is a mortuary for lost children, hidden from the eyes of their father.
Mervale dwells in the caves beyond the wrecks, at the head of Siren's Cove. Take care.
No.
Frankly, I would have been surprised if you stuck fast. I hunted them. My loveliest. If the history books... May fair winds favor you.
beast of burden.
What little help I can offer. Be well.
Sitting here not knowing how Path of Exile plays. Okay, so Path of Exile is a Diablo clone. That is to say, it is an action RPG, a isometric action RPG. So pretty much what it is you, it's like playing an RTS, but you have just the one character. In my case, right now, I'm playing a melee summoner build. So I have all my pets. Because up until now, I was playing a witch, so like ranged caster summoner. I don't know, playing, yeah, Luke game. So I don't know, playing my witch. I've kind of hit a bit of a hard cap right now in that she can't really take a hit, and I've kind of maxed out all my defensive skills, so it's just like, I'll fuck around with my Templar and see if I can't have fun with that, because I tend to bounce between those two extremes. I didn't min-max wrong. Is that Path of Exile can be very unforgiving. At times, especially when it comes to like environmental hazard resistances and traps and shit. I don't know. Like I'm playing my witch just fine. It's just like, I don't know. The beauty of this here, you can play like a million different ways and stuff. So it's just like, I'm kind of bored, a little frustrated with something, so I'll just make something else. paying attention.
If you must take your chances with this... Farewell.
Come to hear your poem, Siren's Code. Fairgraves.
Welcome. If you have to, stay sharp out there.
My Allflame, my bliss. Please understand, as a gentleman of honor, it
Blah, blah, blah,
pains
let me
me
kill you already.
greatly to do this. Hard times call for hard hearts. Sure, were the circumstances reversed, you'll do precisely the same.
Temptation may turn even the noblest of men. I should take heed.
Fairgraves was a good man.
Yeah, let's get caught up on what I've done for quests. Enemy engage, yep. Valor leap, yep. Very job, yep. Cave root. Happy pace, check. Royal Carver, very done. Anarchus. Maryland Mariner. Oh goodness, sorry. Sorry for being quiet mostly while playing game. I'm just being lazy right now. I'm gonna call it here. So, thanks for coming. Take it easy. Take care. And I'll catch you later. Peace.